than girls. Boys socially and economically more valuable. Sons provide more economic and physical security to their parents than girls. Inheritance laws in our country prefer males. Men are free to travel everywhere. Women are not so. That's why there is sex selection is mainly for males, rarely for medical reasons, and rarely for selecting females. Almost one-third of our IVF laboratories working load in Egypt is for male sex selection. Just we are converting, we're treating infertility. Now we are doing one-third of our practice is male sex selection. Choosing male seems rational on individual basis, on individual level. But what about the society? Will the society suffer? Too many young males and men without women, too many men, lost women. So we shall have less women in our country. This is all over the world. It's not only in Egypt. It's almost all over the world. And in China, in China they had surplus males, and the one-child policy resulted in surplus males, which reported in high crimes. So crimes, less lost women causes increase in crime rate. And the crimes are two categories: crimes against women, like rape, trafficking, and cruelty of husband and his family to the women, and violence crimes in general. In India and Azerbaijan reported significant rise of crime rates due to surplus males. In Armenia, there was a sharp shift in male sex ratio, peaked in the year 2000 with 120 boys for every 100 girls. And this resulted in sharp rise in crime rate. There is underreporting of data regarding effect of increased male-female sex selection. 2 days ago, we had reports for international reports that a woman is killed every 10 minutes in the world. A woman is killed every 10 minutes. They didn't say it is because it's related to lost females, but I think there must be some percentage of it related to lost females. Hudson and Jane Boer reported more unmarried males result in loss of family stability and thus tend to channel the extra testosterone into more violence and crimes. So lost women leads, when you say lost women, so lost women will be more precious. No, this is not true. Women will lose their rights or they are less. So less women loss means loss of women's rights because the men protect those, they want to protect their daughters and their girls, so there is more protection of them. So less women's rights, more discrimination against women, and when there is more discrimination, there is social pressure to produce sons, and there is more sex selection, and will produce less females, and so on. It's a vicious circle. So what I wanted to ask my colleagues, I sent a questionnaire about a few months ago to ask about their opinions, how many percentage of families, of couples who ask for sex selection. The main reason is the number of girls the couple have without having boys. Social factors may have a reason. There will be also knowledge of the availability of the service, and there are financial factors. But mainly the main cause, the main reason why they ask for sex selection is the number of girls they have without having boys. There is almost free sex selection policy in our country. They say if you have two girls or one girl, no, it's really almost free sex selection in our country, whatever the cause. Will this cause social disturbance? This is an attempt to quantify the male-female ratio disturbance as a result of ICSI selection, sex selection in Egypt. So I sent a questionnaire to many doctors, and the questionnaire said the couples the result was the couples with single girl, 10% of them asked for sex selection. Couples with two girls without boys, 50% ask for sex selection. Couples with three girls without boys, 70% ask for sex selection. This is a general opinion, approximately. So I take 1,000 of couples, newly married, and I follow them through first pregnancy, second pregnancy, third pregnancy, and fourth pregnancy. See how much the percentage of lost girls in these fourth pregnancies. After first pregnancy, the 1,000 couple, 500 first pregnancy, 500 will have girls and 500 boys. So those who had boys will not ask for sex selection. So we have 500 couples with girls. So 10% of them will ask for sex selection. The 10% of the 500, which means 50 couples, which means around 40 boys, and this means this 40 boys was supposed to be 20 girls and 20 boys. Now they are the 40, all of them are boys. So we lost 20 girls. So after first pregnancy, second pregnancy, we lost 20 girls. This is from the 1,000 couples. The third pregnancy, 50, those who had girls only, which are almost to 130 couples, 50% ask for sex selection, which means 115 couples, which means around the 90 boys will have, which means that from the 90 boys, we lost 45 girls. So by the end of the third pregnancy of the third child, we lost 65 girls. And we have left 71 couples who are having 3 girls. After the fourth pregnancy, we follow the same way. Only 70% will ask for them. And so we lost 20 from this fourth pregnancy, and 45 from the second, and 20 from the third. And so at the end, we have, after 4 pregnancies, we lose 85 girls. 85 girls from the 1,000 couples. These 1,000 couples are supposed to have average 3 children, are supposed to have 3,000 children. 3,000 children expected to be 1,500 boys and 1,500 girls. Now they are 1,585 boys and 1,415 girls, which means 112 boys for every 100 girls. Is this percentage very high? Naturally, in Egypt now, calculation now, statistically, 104 boys for 100 girls. There will be 112 boys for 100 girls. In India, 108. In China, 112. In Armenia, 114 for 100 girls, which was 120 in the year 2000. And the societies, there is no disturbance in the society. Now, there are countries who have no restriction on sex selection, and they are stable countries. There is no social disturbance in these societies, like the United States and Mexico. Although ethical societies there prohibit. In countries that there are other countries that prohibit gender selection for social reasons, like Australia, Austria, Belgium, Canada, France, Germany, Italy, many countries. South Korea, especially South Korea, I will tell you something about the law in South Korea now. There are countries that make restrictions, but the restrictions are not respected, like China, Japan, and Brazil. In Singapore, they respect it. I tell you here about South Korea. If you are in South Korea and you request gender testing, just the testing, if it is XY or XX, just the testing, you will go for imprisonment up to 3 years, or $10,000 fine, plus suspension of medical license. Just the testing for gender. I am against ban on sex selection. Firstly, there may be increase in crime rate. It may increase, but it will not significantly disturb the society. Women's reproductive right for sex selection is her right to select. Ban forces women to face their families' displeasure at having unwanted girls. Extreme example of this in burning in Vietnam in the year 2014, they burned the woman and her two daughters because they didn't want the girls. They burned the woman. So the exit selection in Taiwan. In Taiwan, the female neonatal mortality increased when they prohibited sex selection in Taiwan. But when they allowed sex selection, the female and male neonatal mortality was the same. This is because perhaps neglect or so. There is expected increase in unmarried men and violence, maybe, and increased sex discrimination against females, but within the international limitations and very difficult to implement a ban on gender selection. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor Dr. Shawer.